I was going to say it because I was I was just sitting there, and the voice was like, it's okay. You don't like the word voice, fine. The image is get up and go and tell this story, and the story was that I had seen a video of someone who I knew who was like, "Let me tell you how your life's going to change when you're making $50,000 a month." And at that time that I saw the video, I had no idea how I was going to make $50,000 a month, or how I was going to make $206,000 a month, which was the number that I said that I was going to earn. And I really only broke that up because I said, well, I'm going to make $2.5 million this year. And so I said, well, that comes out to roughly $206,000 per month. And I said, you know what? I don't care if it comes all at once, or if it comes monthly, or however it comes. It doesn't matter. But that was the average, because I was thinking, like, well, what's it going to be like to have $206,000 pre-tax dollars to spend every single month? Like, what did my budget look like? And again, like, at the time, I wouldn't say that I had no idea how I was going to make it, because I did know how I was going to make it. In fact, I mean, I knew what I was doing in order to make it. And I was writing these books, and I was writing the Firewave, and I was coaching, and I was doing all these things, and I was making content. And I wasn't like, it like was literally like I wasn't doing anything differently that I'm doing. I just said, you know what, this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm going to make $2.5 million this year. But what I mean when I say I had no idea how I was going to do it, it wasn't like I had the avenue of doing it. I wasn't at the time in like negotiations with anybody to get paid for any of the stuff, anything. And not only that, but I said, you know what? This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going forward. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. This is what I'm called to do. But, whatever. Like, I'm open. I'm open. Like, if there's something else, like, show it to me. Show me. I'll go that way. I'll take a left turn. I'll take a right turn. I'll go in any direction. Just show me. And so that was why I always will respond to the images that I get, because I know that is a form of communication with the universe. And so, another story was, there was somebody who had met, via synchronicity, because somebody had given them the name of this person, some random person in the city that they were speaking in. And they said, you should call him up. You would like him. And they happened to meet. They met just not via the phone call, but they had met under totally separate other circumstances. And the person said, the person knew the name, and pulled out a piece of paper that they had written the name and the number of this person who they had been instructed to meet, and pulled it out and said, and showed them the name. Anyways, so they ended up having a very, very, very fruitful kind of coexistence, a long-term relationship. And so my point is, you are getting these mental images all the time, and the mental images are communications. And so when you act upon these images that you are getting every day, all the time, these, you could call them impulses, but sometimes people like kind of misconstrue what an impulse is. An impulse would be more direct seeming, like it's like you have an impulse to pick up something off the floor, or you have an impulse to like you do something with your jacket, or whatever it is. So what I'm saying is, like, what I find to be the most common type of communication is that I get images. You see the images. You see yourself. I see myself doing something. And it's in the image is an entire novel. It's like that, but in it there is the information given by infinite intelligence of exactly what to do, and why you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it, and when you're gonna do it is now. Like, act now. The impulses are the mental image communication is never like, here's a picture of something that I want you to do tomorrow, or I want you to do it next year or in 20 minutes. It's always moment to moment. It's always in the moment. Now, I will say that when I got the image, I knew right away. I responded to it immediately, but I said, I needed to do whatever. I was in the middle of something, and I knew that I was honoring the impulse. I have to finish this something, not in its entirety, but just to, like, put a period at the end of a sentence or something. I'll give you an example. Like, I guess what I knew that I was going to go act upon the mental picture communication that I got in that moment. And when you do that, the moments, you are going to be guided and guarded into something amazing that it may be that you're going to earn $206,000 that month because of the mental image, but it might be something else, and you have no idea of what it is, and it doesn't matter. You don't need to know. You just need to act. You just need to adhere to the communication that you are receiving, and you need to act upon it, and you need to do it right now. And by right now, I do allow for a moment for a kind of hesitation. Not hesitation in whether or not I'm going to do it, because I know I have to do it. But if I have to blow my nose first, or whatever, something slight, say, okay, I'm going to blow my nose, and then I'm going to go do the thing. And when you do that, when you make it your habit and your practice to do that, you are now on that high frequency. You are now on the frequency with infinite intelligence, which is communicating with you, and you're acting upon that communication, and you're only going to get more communications. Communicate? Doesn't matter. Point is, your work is to be present and to be open and frequency. Everything is frequency. Your job is to be in an elevated frequency in order to receive the communication, in order to be at your best, in order to do, be, and have everything that you want to do, be, and have. And so buttoning up that story about the money was, I didn't know how I was going to earn that money. I had no idea, no money, but I knew that I was going to, and so however it was going to happen, I knew that it was, and that I was just going to continue to pursue my passion in that direction. My actions were going to be in alignment with that. My thoughts were going to be in alignment with that. My attitude, everything was going to be in alignment with that vision. And when you live in that way, in what they call a conscience congruent manner, then you are going to be at the right place at the right time, and things are going to happen to you that you don't foresee, and you will be present enough to act up in that moment in a manner that will get you there.